I'm not really sure what we're going to be reversing today, but let's just jump in and see what happens. Well, this one is called the 3-4-3 reversal. This is version 6.1. This one is based off of 6, of course. But it was tested with Tottenham. Funny enough, getting tops of the league 99 points, 32, 3 and 3. Very well done. Didn't do all that well in domestic cups, but we're going to test it out with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just jump in and see how this 3-4-3 works in the real world. Well, taking a look at our two teams in the Premier League, Liverpool doing very well, 96 points and through the roof goals with 121. Aston Villa, on the other hand, 81 points is a little bit above average, so that's not bad, but 74 goals seems a bit down. Well, diving straight into Liverpool's domestic cup season, you can see they finished the Carabao Cup in the final with a trophy 3-1 over Aston Villa. They get through Aston Villa in the semi-finals of the FA Cup 3-2, and they get to the FA Cup final beating Luton Town 2-1. And then an absolutely perfect run all the way to the Europa League final, 2-0 win over Newcastle. So yeah, 4 trophies. That's pretty good. And a green line to boot, no question about it. They did very well this season. 29 goals for Salah, 29 for Jota, assists 24 for Robertson, and then average rating 7.57 for Salah. Well, we already know Aston Villa's domestic cup run ended in the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool and the FA Cup semi-finals also against Liverpool. However, they do go all the way to the Europa Conference League final, 3-0 thrashing over Lille. So all in all, still, I mean, you got a winner's medal in the Conference League, runners-up in the Carabao Cup, semi-finals of the FA Cup. You do have 4th place. I think you could raise that a bit, but I think it was a pretty good season. Average rating, they've got some green, I guess. That's something. 64 appearances, though. Wow. 29 goals for Ollie Watkins, 22 for Moussa Diaby, assists 20 flat for Alex Moreno, 18 for Digne and Matty Cash, and then average rating a 7.38 for Matty Cash. Data hub for Liverpool, yeah, as we always see, through the roof attacking. You do have the dribbles in there. Defensively doing fairly well too. 3.18 goals per game, 0.76 conceded, 0.89 XG against. Wow. But now switching over to Aston Villa, you can see they just don't have the goals. I wonder what happened. We'll have to take a look at that in just a minute, but the rest of it is pretty nice. Defensively, it's about average. Goals per game, though, 1.95 is really low, and they still got 4th place. 1.08 conceded, and there's why. 1.25 XG against is pretty nice in the defensive pieces. Well, if we take a look at Aston Villa's medical center, you can see they had a lot of majors and moderates, but Digne, McGinn, so Tyrone Mings, you got some players that aren't on the attacking side, but you do have Moussa Diaby out for 5 weeks in the beginning of January. Alex Moreno's there, Zaniolo's in there with a moderate, so I guess that's one issue that they might have. But looking at the Premier League stats, Liverpool in first with 2.53 points per game, Aston Villa in 4th with 2.13. Most goals, though, Liverpool 121, clear front runners. Aston Villa all the way down in 6th with 74, though. Fewer shots against, Liverpool with 275, Aston Villa in 7th with 372. Most possession, 52% for Liverpool. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 685. And then most shots for Liverpool is 701, 632 for Aston Villa. They get the shots on, they just can't get it in the back of the net. But now that we know that Liverpool and Aston Villa both did fairly well in the Premier League, I'm pretty sure Ipswich Town's going to do something similar. And yep, here we go. First place, 111 points, 11 above Southampton and Leicester. They did a very good job and very attacking-minded again, 134 for the goals. Domestic Cups, though, out in the Carabao Cup 4th round, 2-2 in penalties to Manchester United, and out 0-1 in the FA Cup 4th round replay against Manchester City. They got to the replay, though. So overall, yet another fantastic season in the championship. The rest of it, really just on par with their usual. Squad-wise, we've got an average rating. I mean, it's about average for them, pretty much is what I'd have to say. Goal-wise, though, 21 for Ali Almadi. Connor Chaplin with 17. Assists, Leif Davis with 26. 19 for Wes Burns. An average rating, Leif Davis with a 7.51. Is George Hurst? Yeah, he's still there. 13 appearances, 9 goals. Championship stats, though, 2.41 points per game, most goals in first with 134, through the roof. Fewest shots against in second with 354. Most dribbles made, they do make the list, 757 in 8th, and then most shots were in first with 790. But now let's dive into the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper, keeper, and defend, ball-playing defenders as stoppers all throughout that back line, wing backs on the left and the right in attack, so good Volantes in attack in the midfield. Complete forwards on the left and the right in support with an advanced forward in attack up front. Balanced mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow, approach play is pass into space, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. And now overall, how did it do for our three teams? I mean, clearly really well. 134 goals is through the roof. I mean, we've seen higher, but still, this is pretty nice. Aston Villa and Liverpool, yeah, we get some issues with Aston Villa. I mean, only a little bit above average. They did get a bit of injury problem. But overall, 74 goals just seems a little low. I think if you could keep your staff happy, keep your squad healthy, you could definitely get more out of them from this. Plus, you've got transfers that you can bring in on your own, bring in a proven goal scorer or two. And I mean, the back line seemed to have done a fairly good job. They got to fourth place. You're only 4 points away from second, Man City. I think you're doing pretty well there. Liverpool in first, 96 points. You still have room to grow into that 100 mark. I think this is a good tactic to test out. But while it worked for us in this save, let us know how it worked for you down below. But that's it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.